What is up, good people? Crypto Prepper here. Today's Thursday, April 9th, 2026. Today we've got a fear and greed index of 47, so popped up quite a bit. And today we're going to figure out what could be the best Solana trading bot for 2026. So the first one I've got pulled up here is our grid bot on Coinbase and using Solana and USDT as a pairing. And you can see 18, just over 18% APY. So let's go and look at these settings. So just like in the previous videos that I've been comparing these grid bots that I used to use uh, up through or back since 2022. Um, I go back to the date where I would have started this bot 365 days ago, and I measured. In this case, I went down 55% and up 55%. Uh, with the previous coins, it's the 50% has worked out better, but this one I needed to bump that up a little bit to make sure that once it um, trailed up, that it would have caught uh, this dip on the 5th, on October 5th and 6th. Okay, so um, I've got my measurement there, and then I did a comparison between USDT, USDC, and USD, and I don't remember if that's the exact order, just to see if there was any difference, because USDT does have quite a bit less volume. I'm not seeing any like volatility spikes, from having less volume. It's still pretty liquid. So let's see if it made a difference. And so you can see here my low price is 50.08 and high price is 181.51. Starts out with $1,000 USDT. Grid level is at 50, which brings that grid step, the distance between them, at 2.6%. So let's pop over to the USD pairing, and you can see that did increase it a little bit, 18.59. And then you can see, um, when I originally set my grid, it didn't go up this high, but it's trailing up. It trails up automatically based on the default setting. And then what that does is it brings your lower buy orders up. So I wanted to make sure that I caught at least the majority of that dip, or would have caught the majority of that dip on the February 5th. It maybe missed a couple orders, but that's okay. Still pretty good. And 18.5% APY just for holding Solana and USD on Coinbase in this bot is pretty good. You got $185.91 in your USD wallet. Plus, this bot will continue to make you money as the price goes back up. So, and then you're protected down to that $70 range. Okay, so you can see here, you can confirm the settings are the exact same. Now let's go look at USDC, and we did bump that up even a little bit higher, even though USD and USDC basically have the same volume on Coinbase, supposedly. But I find this quite a bit on Coinbase is the pairings with USDC are somehow advantaged, because they have a stake in USDC. They offer you um, APY too on that USDC, at least for now. I don't know what will change in the future with the idiots in Washington. But while this bot was up high, excuse me, you had all this USDC uh, set up, or not locked up really, but locked up in this bot, and you would be earning APY on the USDC also. So it's another benefit of using it. Okay, so basically 18.5% APY, and you can verify the settings are exactly the same as far as low price, the range and the distance between the limit orders. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the DCA bots. And I found the best bot settings for Solana, using Solana as your trading pair with USDC. I didn't compare the other stables like I did in the grid bot, but that's okay. You can do that if you want. But so what we did here was standard with our DCA bots. We start out with 1,000 here, and then the base order amount is 31.25. So it's going to immediately buy $31.25 worth of Solana. And then when it drops, in this case 5%, because my averaging step order, it drops 5%, it's going to pick up another 31. Then when it drops another 5%, it's going to pick up 62. So that doubles each line down to lower your DCA faster, therefore lowering that take profit line faster too. So you can see here, um, with my averaging orders amount 968.75, those two numbers equal 1,000. These bots can be scaled up as big as you want. Also, the grid bots can be scaled up just as easily. So you can click and drag this over, or you can type in if you wanted to put 10 grand in this bot, you could do that. Okay, so our amount multiplier is x2 and our step multiplier is off. Here, our take profits, where typically I start that at 5, but in this case, I found a really good APY return with using 3. And let's, I'll show you what 5 would have got us. And let's make sure our pump dump protection is off. And we're going to do our 365-day back test. You can do all of this except the 365-day back test just using the cheapest tier of this Bitsgap trading platform. If you do want to get started with this, there is a referral link in the description. It will support the channel at no extra cost to you and be much appreciated. So you can see my standard settings with 5, 5, and 5 would have gotten me a 31.4% APY. But it hasn't made me any money, hasn't had any activity since January 31st, 2026. So I've basically gone Q1 of 2026 with no income from this bot. And I'm going to have to wait until it pops up to, probably 120-ish, 125, somewhere in that range for it to make profit. So you can see here the bot's settings. If I take that take profit back down to 3, do another back test. Yeah, I will sacrifice a little APY, but look at all of this activity. So I've continued to make, um, in this case, with $1,000 bot, 93 cents, 750, 374, 93, 187, 93 here, 375 there, 93 there, 93, $1.90 or $1.87, $1.87, dollar or 93. That just takes me back until the end of February. So um, not a whole lot of money, but a lot more than that other one made. And even though you're sacrificing basically 3% APY. So the other thing I like to look for with these back tests to figure out the best bot settings. Look at this. A lot of I love this. There's no, you didn't have to wait very long at all to see any activity. So that is a good thing that I like to look for. Of course, the number one is the APY, but then the second main thing I like to look for is to see these limit orders underneath here. So we've got 4 limit orders. This one's got $500. This one's got 250. This one's got 125. This one's got 61. Okay, so what's that? 840, 940, sorry, worth of dollars USDC that will continue to still work for you in this bot. Plus the 266 that you have in your USDC wallet. So this is a much better option, more likely as going into 2026, going through 2026, because it gave 10% more than the standard GridBot settings and protects you more on the downside. So you can see this back test if we would have set this bot up 365 days ago. It's only protecting us down to 71. So once it falls below 71, it's out of range. It's not going to be continuing to make you money. But the uh, DCA bot, you can see here with this last limit order here, protects you all the way down to 64. All right, so hopefully that was a little bit more concise. I'm trying to do better on getting the points out into these videos. If you did like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you did not like the video, give me a thumbs down. If you want to see more of these videos, subscribe to the channel. And if you have a favorite coin, leave it in the comments and I'll run some bot settings for you. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.